Hello, my sinners. My name is Sinikle, and welcome back to yet another Umineko. If you have not watched the previous episodes, go ahead and do so. The link to the playlist is in the description down below. And once again, we are in episode 2, so let's go ahead and continue from where we last left off. With Jessica's death, it became certain that the culprit was hiding somewhere nearby, and that they'd come for our lives if they had a chance. According to Genji-san, when tomorrow morning comes, the boat should arrive. The boat had a radio. We'd probably be able to contact the police directly with that. All of us gathered in the parlor and decided to wait quietly until tomorrow. I proposed that we should search throughout the mansion for clues about the culprit. But Aunt Rosa rejected that, saying that if we managed to corner the culprit, or maybe provoke them, it might lead to a third murder. That was probably the right thing to do. If a bunch of amateurs like us investigated, there's no way we would find anything. It would be wisest to focus on protecting ourselves without doing anything unnecessary, and leave it to the police starting tomorrow. We'd been tense at the beginning, but other than Aunt Rosa, most of us had spent all morning watching TV and getting bored, so our sense of danger had faded considerably. When we thought about it, yes, 6 adults certainly had been killed together in this first murder, but that made it seem like some backhanded method like poison had been used. And for the second murder, we figured those 2 became sacrifices, because they had been unfortunately isolated from the rest of us. From this, it was possible to imagine that the culprit wasn't a large number of adults, and that they wouldn't be capable of killing this large group gathered in the parlor all at once. Right now, in this parlor, there's George, Anaki, and me, Maria, Aunt Rosa, Geji-san, Goda-san, Shannon-kun. She's a guy now. Shannon-san, Kumasawa-san, and then Dr. Nanjo, for a total of 9 people. Furthermore, Aunt Rosa was even armed with a gun. Surely, with this many people staying in this room, they wouldn't be able to touch us easily, right? That feeling of security, along with the passage of time, allowed us to recover from the shock of that morning bit by bit. By the way, lunchtime had just ended for us. However, it had been a canned food lunch, a far cry from the dinner last night that Godo-san had skillfully made for us. Aunt Rosa also suspected that poison may have been used in the first murder. So we probably couldn't deny the possibility that the culprit had snuck into the kitchen during all that confusion in the morning and mixed poison in with the ingredients there. Aunt Rosa gave orders to all of us saying that, until the police come, we mustn't put anything into our mouths except safe things like canned food. As a cook, Goda-san must have felt very let down. Well, tough luck, boy. Get with the program. Apparently eager to display his skill anyway. He said he at least wanted to grab some plates and arrange the canned food on them. At first, Aunt Rosa had been reluctant, examining each one of the plates that were brought, but she hadn't been able to find anything to complain about. And Goda's chef-picked canned food lunch combo was born. Goda-san said something about taste being severed, not just with the tongue. but with the eyes as well. I see. It's the same canned food we ate for breakfast, but it feels like something completely different.
ああ、バトラ、見て見て。これが狼と羊のパズル。うん。
As I was sitting lazily on the sofa, with no desire to watch TV, Maria came over, pulled a picture book out of her handbag, and held it out to me. Oh, thank you.
あ、なんだよ、その本は。狼と羊のパズル？
Huh.
どれどれ？
Wolves and Sheep Puzzle. It was a phrase that Aunt Rosa had said this morning when we'd gone to call on Jessica. At the time, I hadn't known what it meant, and right after that was the uproar when Jessica's corpse was found, so I'd forgotten about it completely. The book that Maria held out to me looked like a foreign picture book or something that had been translated. When I opened it, I realized that it was a book stuffed with riddles.
おう。何匹かの狼と羊よね。
Alright.
一台のボートを使って対岸まで連れてくパズルなの。
Alright, alright.
ああ、そんなルールのゲームを聞いたことあるな。
I think there's something like that here, right? Or is that actually it? My memory, of course, fails me yet again.
これはそれの狼と羊バージョンなのか。
Shit. Cool. It was a very simple puzzle, passed on from long ago. Let's try posing a question. On the right bank, there are 2 wolves and 2 sheep. There's a boat. That's as many as 2 animals can ride on, and using it, you have to move all 4 of them to the opposite left bank. Alright. That's the puzzle. There are 2 rules. The first is regarding the boat. Even a single wolf or a single sheep can paddle it. But it can only hold 2 animals. The second rule is regarding the wolves. When they are greater in number than the sheep in any location, they attack the sheep and it's game over. Okay. See the illustration on the right side there. Yeah. That's why there's an X there. So you need to make sure that there's always 2 sheep or greater sheep than the wolves. That's how you get the puzzle. Alright, cool. For example, at the start of the game, let's say the 2 sheep get in the boat and get to the other side. Then 1 sheep gets off and the other goes back to the first bank. When it does, there are 2 wolves on the I read that right, sorry. When it does, there are 2 wolves on the first bank, and a single sheep returns there. When that happens, the number of wolves is greater, so the sheep is attacked and it's game over. On either bank or even the boat, there must never be more wolves than sheep. And you've got to shuttle them all across under these locations. By the way, the right answer is to move both wolves to the opposite bank in the first turn. Then 1 wolf comes back. On the second turn, you move 2 sheep to the opposite bank. Then 1 wolf comes back. Then, on the third turn, you put that last wolf that was on the right bank on the boat and cross the opposite bank. And congratulations! Kong. Transport successful. Oh shit. Partway, there may be the same number of wolves and sheep in the boat or on the other side. Either side, sorry. But that isn't a problem. You only lose when the number of wolves is greater. Yeah, the ratio of 1-1 is fine, but 2-1 or like that is bad. This book uses wolves and sheep as an example, but lots of people probably know of this game using different characters, right? It looked like Maria wanted to test whether I could solve the puzzles she knew how to solve. And she kept showing me different pages, saying solve this one, and this one's hard. She's trying to show off to you, Battler. Hell yeah. So what was happening when Aunt Rosa first mentioned this puzzle? When did she brought it up again? Shit. That's right. When we decided to go and get Jessica, we talked about how many men should go. Oh. And Aunt Rosa mentioned the wolves and sheep puzzle, saying we should all go together.
Oi, oi.
That could only mean one thing. Aunt Rosa was saying that there was a wolf among us. So was she thinking that we'd be safe in the number of wolves and sheep was in balance? But that the wolves would bare their fangs if the situation changed. Well, duh. Of course they would. At the time we found our parents' corpses, Aunt Rosa already suspected that the servants might be wolves. She'd snuffed out the possibility that, while she didn't know whether it was all of them or some of them, there were wolves hiding among them. That's no surprise. That murder scene was very elaborate. It's easy to imagine that there were multiple culprits. And because we'd reached that conclusion when we went to Jessica's room and learned that Jessica had been killed after being alone with the servant Canon, it isn't hard to imagine why Aunt Rosa suspected the servant so persistently.
使用人の皆さん、郷田さんが食器を洗いに厨房に戻ります。念のためです。皆さんも同行してください。
皆さん、申し訳ありません。団体行動で参りましょう。
シャノン、熊沢、行くぞ。
はいはい、ただいま。
So basically all the servants are wolves and, well, everyone else is sheep.
それではジョージさん、一度失礼いたします。
うん。気をつけて。あ、ローザおばさん。僕も一緒に行っていいかな。
No.
ごめんなさい。ジョージ君は残ってくれるかしら。ちょっとお話ししたいことがあるの。
そうですか。シャノン、ごめん。とにかく気をつけて。一人にならないでね。
はい。
南條先生、すみません。ちょっとご相談が。
はい、何ですかな。
The servants put the dishes and empty cans on the serving cart and started to head out into the corridor. Behind them, Aunt Rosa was talking to Dr. Nanjo about something in a small voice.
わかりました。参りましょう。
ええ。よろしくお願いしますね。
So you consider him one of the wolves as well? Alright. Dr. Nanjo closed a book that he had been reading, rose from the sofa, and followed after the servants. Aunt Rosa stuck her head out into the hallway, and after seeing that they were completely out of sight, she closed the door and spoke.
みんな聞いて。これで今ここにいるのは、後ろ宮の人間だけね。
ん？確かに、そうなりますね。狼を全部追い出したってことっすか？
Yep.
ローザおばさん。
With that one sentence, Aunt Rosa's gaze grew sharp. Apparently, she had picked up on the sarcasm. She laughed lightly.
バトラ君は頭の回転が速いのね。賢い子は好きよ。
Oh, I'm sure you do.
話が早いの。
Alright, alright.
おー、バトラー頭いい？これ解ける？ 64 ページの難しいの。
マリアは少しの間テレビを見ていなさい。ママはバトラ君たちとお話があるの。
Rude.
おー。
ローザおばさん、
God
パズ
damn
ルの話はバトラ君に聞いたよ。用心深いのは悪いことじゃないと思うけど、さすがに疑り深すぎるのもどうかと思うよ。
真の犯人がベアトリーチェかどうかは別にして、少なくとも使用人たちがその一味であることを疑うことはできると思うの。兄さんたちが殺されていた最初の殺人、とても残酷な仕打ちがされていたわよね。あれが一人でできる真似に見える。
謎の来客ベアトリーチェ様が夜鍋をしてチクチクやったのかもしれねえぜ。
True, there were many hours between them dying and, you finding them. Right? There was a 6-hour difference, I believe. Maybe 4.
ジェシカちゃんの部屋の扉をめぐるマスターキーの件は使用人の誰かが関わっている証拠じゃない。
Only the master key could have locked the door to Jessica's room. So we can only suppose that one of the servants did it. No. Wait.
チェス盤をひっくり返すぜ。おかしいよローザおばさん。なんで犯人はジェシカを殺した後わざわざ施錠したんだ？
True. Why not just leave it unlocked?
施錠すればマスターキーの持ち主が疑われるのは必然。わざわざ施錠する必要がないぜ。
Right.
そうだよ。バトラ君の言う通りだ。わざわざ疑われるようなことをする理由がない。
うん。それは面白い考えよね。もちろん、私もそれは考えた。だとしたら、施錠した人物は使用人を疑わせたくて、マスターキーなしであの扉を閉めた。でもそれは不可能。でしょ？
That's right. If there existed some trick that could lock that door without the master key, that would make this a great disguise for casting doubt on the servants. If the culprit's goal was for us to isolate ourselves from the group so they could attack us one by one, this trick would also be effective at giving rise to paranoia. But there was no way to lock that door without using a master key.
マスターキーを使わずに閉める方法がない。なんて、どうして言い切れるの？ルドルフ兄さんの言っていた悪魔の証明になるんじゃない？私たちには想像もつかない方法で閉められたのかもしれない。私たちに思いつかないからといって未知のトリックがあることを否定することにはならない。
そりゃそうだけどよ。つまりあれか？疑わしきは黒ってわけなのか？
具体的なトリックはわからないけれど、それでも外角はわかるの。申し訳ないけど、カノン君を犯人だと仮定すると非常に簡単に説明できる。
But you can't, so forget about it.
死体がない理由までね。
だって、カノン君はマスターキーを持ってなかったんですよ。他の使用人ならともかく、カノン君にだけは施錠はできなかったはず。
なるほど。それでローザおばさんは ジェシカの部屋に入って早々に俺たちにクローゼットなんかを探せと言い出したわけか。ローザおばさんこそ普段の様子から想像できるより頭の回転が早いな。
妹の頭の回転速度は常に姉マイナス1よ。今は誰にも気を使う必要がないからせいせいするわ。
Georgianaki realized that she was referring to Aunt Eva, and seemed a little uncertain about how he should take that sarcasm.
ごめん。僕にも分かるように説明してほしいな。カノン君のマスターキーはジェシカちゃんのポケットに入って密室に閉じ込められていた。施錠した後に部屋の外からポケットに入れるなんて芸当は不可能なはず。
違うんだよ、兄貴。ローザおばさんの想像しているやり方なら、このトリックはカノン君にしか使えない。そしてジェシカのポケットにマスターキーを入れたまま鍵なしで施錠することができる。そしてその結果として死体もなくなることになる。
どうやって、鍵なしでどうやって施錠するんだい？
簡単よ。ジョージ君だって帰宅したら施錠するでしょ。つまみをひねってカチリとね。
まさか。いや、でもカノン君の姿はどこにも。
兄貴にもピンときたみてえだな。ローザおばさんが室内を探したのはそういうことだ。内側から鍵を閉め、ジェシカのポケットに鍵を突っ込んだカノン君がどこかに隠れて俺たちをやり過ごそうとしているのを探したんだ。
It was the simplest kind of closed room trick. It meant him hiding inside the closed room after the murder was committed. Then all he had to do was get out after those who discovered the body left, and the closed room murder would work perfectly.
私たちはあの部屋を探したけれど何も見つけられなかった。でもだからといってあの部屋に使用人たちしか知らない秘密の隠し通路のようなものがないとは言えない。
That would be creepy. Just saying.
それがどこに隠されていたかはわからないけれど。
Why would the servants have a hidden passageway into a little girl's room? Again, creepy. Very, very creepy.
その隠し通路を仮定し推理することで彼しかありえないと断言できるのよ。
その推理はよ。
The meta world, oh my god.
俺も一番最初に考えた。一番嫌な推理だから。一番最初にその可能性を潰したかった。
カノンはこの部屋で殺された。であろう？
Right.
そなたはカノンが犯人であると疑いそうになったため、真っ先にその可能性を潰すために、これを復唱させたのだ。
Correct.
わかっておるわかっておる。
Well, I'm glad you understand.
だから、その次に考えたのはこうだった。あの部屋にいたのは実は3人だったという説だ。ジェシカとカノン君は被害者。そして、犯人である来客ベアトリーチェも一緒にいた。という考えだ。
そなたは、人間であるわらわが、魔法を使わずに犯行を行ったことにしたいのだったな。なるほど。そなたにぴったりの陳説であるぞ。
Why, thank you.
お前は2人を殺し、内側から施錠した。 そしてカノン君の死体を担いで普通の人は気づかない秘密の方法、つまり隠し扉を使って部屋から脱出したんだと読んだ。しかしお前に赤で言われちまった。あの部屋に隠し扉の類はないってな。
うん。お前たちの知らない秘密の通路は存在せぬぞ。ノックスだったかバンダインだったか。何でもミステリーには秘密の通路があってはいけないらしい。そのお作法にわらわも従ったということよ。つまり名探偵は部屋を調べ尽くさずして隠し通路がないと断言できるわけだ。人間の推理ごっことはなんとお気楽なものよな。
くそ、でけえこと言いやがるぜ。ありがとよ。魔女様のお取り計らいのおかげで俺も部屋を探し尽くさずにあの部屋に隠し扉がないと断言できるぜ。
うん。この部屋に隠し扉はない。扉と窓以外に出入りする方法はない。
ってことはよ、今ローザおばさんがぶってる自信満々の仮説は間違ってるってわけだ。しかも悔しいことにこの仮説は反証不能だ。魔女のお前は赤で隠し扉はないと断言すればそれで決着する。しかし人間の俺はローザおばさんにそれを反論しても受け入れられないだろう。隠し扉がないことを人間は証明できない。悪魔の証明になっちまう。くそ。魔女ってのは便利だな。
そんな、あるかないかもわからない隠し扉を理由にカノン君を犯人呼ばわりするなんて、僕は納得できないな。
納得できないならより納得できる推理を聞かせて。ないのよ。私はずっと考えてる。これしかないのよ。ジョージ君はシャノンちゃんと仲が良かったわね。だから使用人全員が犯人であることは受け入れがたいと思うの。私もシャノンちゃんが犯人の一味であるなんて信じたくない。でも全員であるか否かはともかく、確実にあの中に犯人もしくは共犯がいるのよ。それだけは見誤っちゃダメ。
カノン君以外にも狼がいると見てたんなら、ジェシカの部屋で犯人はカノン君だと大騒ぎしたのは使用人たちの反応を見るためだったっていうのか。
ええ、そうよ。そしてその結果、私は一層の疑いを持つに至ったわ。確実に使用人の中に狼がいる。確実にね。そして狼と羊のパズルのように普段はおとなしくしているけれど、チャンスがあったら襲ってくるに違いないの。ジェシカちゃんは一人で船に乗った羊よ。あのパズルでは頭数の時は襲ってこないけど、私たちのパズルは違う。チャンスと人数次第なら頭数でも襲ってくる。ジェシカちゃんが殺されたように。
僕は怒りたいことがある。じゃあ厨房へ行かされてるシャノンは危険な状態じゃないか。 今すぐ僕たちも厨房へ行くべきだ。誰が狼だろうと狼でなかろうと、僕たち全員が揃っていれば、均衡するならそれを保ち続けるべきだと思う。
シャノンちゃんはお父様のところへ源氏さんと一緒に行った。その時に孤立したはずなのに殺されなかった。源氏さんも狼ではないから？違うわ。二人とも狼だったからよ。
シャノンは悪事の片棒を担ぐような人じゃない。いくらローザおばさんでもそれは聞き流せません。今の発言に対し僕は取り消しを要求します。
兄貴の前で悪いが、その論法エヴァおばさんの雰囲気にそっくりだな。こっちが反論できなきゃ自動的に自分が正しいみたいな。やっぱり血は争えないな、おばさん。
私だって今の自分はあまり褒められたものじゃないとは思ってる。でもね、私は母なの。マリアの無事を守るためなら鬼にもなるわ。本当ならマリアと二人きりでどこかに閉じこもっていたいくらいよ。でも私は同時にあなたたちの母でもあるつもりなの。今やあなたたちは私の子供も同然。私は自分の子じゃないからといってあなたたちを見捨てたりしない。絶対。
そりゃどうも。
私はあなたたちの母として油断しないでと警告したかっただけなの。常に私の目の届くところにいて、私があなたたちを守ってあげる。
ついでに俺たちが狼でないことも監視してくれるってわけだ。そりゃありがたいぜ。そういうおばさんは自分が狼ではないって証明はできるのかよ。
ええ、できるわ。
即答っすね。どうやって？
これよ。これが証拠よ。
That's not gonna cut it. That's not gonna cut it. You holding that gun actually makes you look more suspicious and guilty. Not against Jessica's death, of course, but the other 6. Just saying. Just saying. Okay, she has it lifted up and pointed. Okay. You're making this very uncomfortable now there, Antroza. I suggest you put that fucking gun down or I'll fucking pistol whip your ass. What? Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Please. God damn it. Aunt Rosa lifted her gun and pointed the barrel at me. Alright. It's a party now. But it was only for an instant. She immediately lowered the gun, laughing impishly. Yeah, fuck you too. But to me, sorry, clear my throat. But to me, the time I spent staring down the barrel of that gun felt like an eternity.
その銃がどうローザおばさんが犯人でないことを証明するというんですか。
I know, right?
考えてもみて。私が犯人だったらどう？使用人たちが出ていったこの千載一遇の機会を逃すと思う？
True.
あなたたちをズドンと撃って、あとは適当な言い訳をするだけよ。
Well, not really, because that thing will be loud as fuck, especially in a closed-up mansion. And the servant's like, what, just down the hall or whatever? So, yeah. Can't really just go bang bang and no one hears it, you know? They're gonna come rushing to the noise of a gun blasting non-stop at the children. Pshum, pshum, pshum. And then how are you gonna run? You can't, because boom, they're already there at the door witnessing you doing the act. I mean, anyway, what was I talking about? Man, I trail off. What the fuck? Sorry, what?
窓の外にベアトリーチェが現れて銃を撃ってきた。とか。私は2発を撃ち返したと称して、2発分の空薬莢を床に捨てればいい。
Right.
そりゃ、すげえ乱暴な理論だが、確かに一理あるぜ。
クラウス兄さんが昔よく言ってたわ。力こそ正義ってね。これがまさにそうなのかしら。ごめんなさいね、二人とも。私も今朝からの事件続きでかなり冷静さを失ってる。
Very clear, yes.
普段の私を知る二人から見れば、今の私は余裕がなくて少し短気そうに見えるかもしれない。でも分かっても、私は悪意ある犯人からあなたたちを守りたい。そのためには鬼になる。それだけのことなの。怒らせるようなことを言ってごめんなさいね。バトラ君、ジョージ君、仲直りしましょう。
An unsatisfied expression rose to George Anaki's face. He probably couldn't forgive the damage done to Shannon's honor. What about me? Several bits of circumstantial evidence hinted at the servants' participation. I didn't want to believe that one of them was the culprit, or possibly colluding with the culprit. But in our current situation, that was a little more than wishful thinking. Whom should I believe? In the first place, who is the culprit? Are there accomplices? And if so, how many? It seems I've only been suspecting the people we know. I quickly forgot that 19th person. The guest, Beatrice, who arrived yesterday and boldly claimed to be the Golden Witch. In fact, I still haven't seen her face. I heard she greatly resembled the witch in that portrait. But since I haven't seen her directly, no matter how hard I try, it doesn't really feel to me like a 19th person is on this island. So I've been subconsciously hallucinating that the culprit's one of the 18. Damn it! Come out, Beatrice. If you're the bad guy, then act like the bad guy and show yourself, laughing in a high-pitched voice and mocking us. Just like a bad guy in one of those dramas who, even when they're exposed as the culprit, aggressively says, "Where's your proof?" Yeah, you get a laugh out of that one, huh?
証拠は終わりかの?
Oh, you said it, you said it.
うっせ。てめえはしばらく黙ったろ。
Oh my god, two battlers on the screen. Oh my god. And splooge. What? If you caught that reference of splooge, hey, clap to ya. There were 5 humans in the kitchen, but it was very quiet, filled only with the sound of the rain. It was only accented by the sound of Shannon and Kumasawa washing the dishes. Goda was using the leftovers from breakfast and lunch as ingredients for soup. Disgusting. Rosa had suspected that poison might have been added to the food, so they decided to eat canned goods, but it hadn't been too satisfying. but Goda thought she was being too cautious. So he was spontaneously creating a soup to be served only to those who wanted some. Shannon and Kumasawa were washing the dishes that the food had been arranged on. On the inside, they thought maybe Goda should wash them, since he'd been the one who wanted the food arranged on plates in the first place. But they left their complaints unsaid for the time being. Genji and Nanjo were facing each other across a crude chess set that had many years of experience. The game had still only just begun, and because the opening game of these experienced players had been honed to perfection, it looked like a ceremony where they just moved specified pieces in a specified order.
良い匂いですね。やはり缶詰ではこうはいきませんね。
開封した食材だけで作りましたので、毒が混入しているなんてことはありませんよ。皆さんの分もお作りしていますので、ぜひ食べましょう。もちろん私もお毒味しますよ。安心して召し上がってください。
本当にいい匂いですね。ゴーダさんのまかない料理は本当に美味しいです。
美味しい材料を買ってきて、美味しい料理が作れるのは当たり前です。私は師匠に、あり合わせのもので美味しく作るまかない料理を極めてこそ、真の料理人だと習いました。
それはいい師匠でしたな。おかげで私はとても美味しいスープをごちそうになれそうです。親族の皆様にお召し上がりいただくための材料で作ることになってしまったのが残念ですが、ローザさんも朝からのいろいろでお疲れなのでしょう。無理もないことです。
でもそのおかげで美味しい食材のスープが飲めるのですからね。
Rosa had fervently warned everyone that they didn't understand the danger they were in, and that they must assume that poison was mixed in with the food. The mood at that time had led them to agree, but hunger wasn't something that could be swayed by a momentary emotion like that.
皮肉にも、普段の私たちではとても味わえないスープとなりました。できるなら客間の皆さんにもぜひ振る舞いたいところなのですが。
ローザ様のご指示に背いている以上、よした方がいいだろう。飲みたいものだけ飲むといい。
ほほほほほ。見えないところで上手に息抜きするのも使用人の心得でございますものね。
When Kumasawa cackled, Shannon and Goda laughed too. It seemed that, in this space where only their fellow servants were gathered, they could relax quite a bit. Shannon didn't like Goda's occasional dishonesty, but she knew that there was no falsehood in his childish smile when he cooked, nor in his desire for people to enjoy his food. So even though it was a little aggravating to be made to wash the dishes, she couldn't really hate him. However, they couldn't have dreamed that Rosa was calling them wolves in the parlor at exactly the same moment they were spending their time peacefully like this. Hello? That was fucking sharp cut off. What the fuck? At that time, several of the servants heard a sound like something being dragged and then a thump. Oh, what the fuck? It seemed like the sound made by a servant outside the back door when they were carrying a mountain of trash bags on a rainy day. Or maybe when a servant was returning from work wearing a raincoat. So at first, that sound didn't seem like anything out of the ordinary to any of them, but they soon realized, right now, everyone was either in the kitchen or in the parlor, so who could possibly be at the back door? As the servants all looked at each other, they checked to make sure that each one of them knew what that sound meant. The servants knew the mansion's layout well, so they understood how incomprehensible it would be for someone from the parlor to actually go outside in this typhoon, go all the way around, and come up to this back door. Then was it Kinzo? They couldn't imagine that Kinzo, who never left his study, would dash out into the middle of this typhoon and come to the back of the house, where only low-class people ever entered or exited.
気のせいじゃないですよね。
Shannon and Kumasawa drew close together, fearfully looking at the back door.
どちら様ですか?
Don't you fucking open it. Oh god. As Goda fearfully approached the back door, he called out, and his eyes flashed towards the butcher's knife that sat in a nearby sink. He didn't pick it up yet, because there was still a possibility that this was a member of the family. However, that possibility was impossible. There was no response from across the door to Goda's initial question. Maybe his voice had been so quiet that it hadn't reached through all the wind and rain outside.
Genji-san.
南條先生と女たちは下がって。一体どなたなんですかな?
Genji took a knife with a classical design from a stationery box, placed near the chess set. It was something to be used instead of a paper knife, to open envelopes for statements of delivery and bills. But it was still a knife, so the blade on it could injure someone. Genji hid it in his sleeve with a well-practiced motion. Oh shit. Then he approached the back door himself, giving Goda a silent nod. Goda cautiously approached the back door and slowly started to open it. The shadow of a person suddenly shuffled into sight, landed on its knees and fell over. Cannon. Goda fell backwards onto his backside and couldn't get up. That human shadow was soaked with rain, smeared with mud, and drenched with blood. Yep.
Kanon? 大丈夫か? Nanjo sensei.
It was Cannon. His breath was feeble, and the puddles of mud he left were quickly drenched bright red. When Nanjo held him and turned him face up, there was a deep, gruesome wound right in the center of his chest, as though he'd been stabbed there by a spear or something. Even now, deep red blood poured out from there. Damn.
これはひどいですよ。どうしましょう。救急箱ですか？救急箱ですか?
So basically, okay, if blood is still pouring out there, then basically it's like moments after, like seconds after he died. Because it's been a few hours in real time, right? So, well, What I mean by real time is in-game, in the real world, not the meta world, or in this case, Beatrice's magic, like handy bag or whatever she fucking used on Kenon to make his body disappear, you know? Anyway, what am I saying? I don't know how to explain it. I don't know what exactly it is. God damn it. Anyway.
カノンさん、傷口に手を当てて。しっかり押さえてください。使用人室のベッドに運びましょう。皆さん、手を貸してください。
さあ、カノンさん。しばらく我慢してください。
しっかりして。もう大丈夫よ。だから傷口から手を離さないで。
とにかく使用人室へ運ぼう。
Isn't he dead? Wait, what? Why are they speaking as if he's still alive?
熊沢ローザ様にカノンが見つかったことの報告を。
待って。
This is obviously a trick, right? Because she even stated in red that he was dead in the room. He was killed in the room. Killed would mean dead, right? Not killed as in very close to death. Whatever.
ローザ様にはダメ。
Okay. Really, Beatrice? Really? Really?
待ってください。カノンさんがローザ様にはダメだと言っています。
どういう意味なの、カノン君。
Really, Beatrice? Really? She has a gun. Why would she need to, like, poke him with a spear or something? Come on, use her little head.
今はいい。早く使用人室へ運ぼう。熊沢、ローザ様にはまだお伝えするな。
This is stupid. Come the fuck on.
カノンに事情を聞いてからにする。
Ah, Beatrice.
はい。
He had told them not to tell Rosa, right after appearing in this state. This could only mean something very disquieting. Ah! An eerie anxiety rose to their faces.
さあ、皆さん。急いで運びましょう。早く。
Kenon's wound was unbelievably deep, and judging from Nanjo's pale face, it was a miracle that he was still conscious.
これはひどい。
Well, he's actually dead, but okay.
何か槍のようなもので刺されたようです。肺まで届いてなければなんとか持つかも。とにかく止血を。
No matter how much Nanjo tried to wipe off that gushing, deep red blood, he still couldn't do it. I don't know why I added still. He couldn't do it if he couldn't. Wait, what the fuck? Why is it repeating like that? What the fuck? He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't wipe it all away. What the fuck? Okay. I'm not hallucinating, am I? Is that what? Okay. Moving on. That was weird. And each time the wound was aggravated, causing Kenon to cry in anguish.
カノン君。しっかりして。
YouTube, it's not what it sounded like, okay? I'm sorry. It's just the Japanese voice actors are very untalented in more ways than one, I'm just saying. Hello. What?
南條先生、替えのタオルです。なんてむごい。
容体はどうですか？本音を言うと、生きているのが信じられん深手だ。
It's because he's not.
刺されどころが幸運だったのかもしれん。だが出血がひどすぎる。輸血が必要だが、明日まで無理だ。
ローザ様が僕たちを。喋ら
ないでカノン君、傷口が開いちゃう。
ローザ様がやってきて、お嬢様と。
You're forgetting that she was at all times with George and Bachelor back in the chapel, so how could she? How? God damn it. This is so fucking stupid. If you actually take time to think logically, it's God damn it, Beatrice, you're stupid. I'm pretty sure this is just one of her demons or whatever in disguise, like that fucking big goat guy or whatever, but it's still stupid. Come on, Beatrice, come on. Get better servants to do your fucking dirty work. God damn it. Anyway, what?
なんですって。
ローザ様がですか？
Yep, killed Kenon and Jessica. Yep, yeah, all the time. She split her body in two while in the chapel and did the dirty deed. Yep. Makes sense, right? Yep, perfect.
そんなことって。
間違いないのか？
はい、間違いなくローザ様でした。
Come on, you can't believe this, Genji. Come on. You're smart. You're not one of the gullible assholes over here. Come on. Come on, Genji. Genji. Come on.
さあ、もう喋らないで。熊沢さん、もう一つの救急箱を取ってください。
Genji. He's one of the gullible ones.
源氏さん、ローザ様がなんてことは。
No, because she was at the chapel the whole time when the murder happened.
わからん。
And especially she was with you all at the same time when you all traveled back into the fucking, and all of a sudden, the parlor. That's the room. That's what the room is called. Yeah, the parlor. Anyway, what? This regarding Nanjo and Kumasawa, who were struggling. Yeah, struggling. That's the word. Who were struggling hard and stained with blood as they tried to stop the bleeding. Genji and Goda faced each other. Because if what Kenan had said was the truth, Rosa was the culprit who killed Jessica. You're all stupid for believing this shit. Oh my god.
よくもお嬢様を殺してやる。
Kenan screamed even more hatefully. His hate-filled voice made it seem like he was seeing Jessica being harmed right before his eyes.
確かにローザ様がお嬢様を殺す理由はあるかもしれない。
Does that look like a gun wound to you? Besides, didn't you actually see something that looked like a spear-shaped weapon in the back of Rosa? Right? I mean, not fucking Christ, I'm stupid too. Jessica? So, like, where would Rosa get those type of things? Like, what are you all spouting out, huh? I just don't know, okay? They're all stupid. Forget about it. I'm rambling on because of the stupidity and gullibleness and naivety. It's just, oh my god.
だとしたら、バトラ様やジョージ様も危険なのでは。ローザ様は銃を持っている上に、今、客間には彼らしかいない。
He calls it the lounge? The white? Okay.
ケンジさん、これはかなりまずいことでは。
Parlor, lounge, same thing. I know. Shannon suddenly ran out into the corridor. God damn it. George! Okay. Her expression was complex and tragic, as though she didn't know what to believe. Shannon ran. To where? The inside of the mansion had been scrupulously cleaned, so it probably wouldn't be easy to find. Right. She might find it if she searched the rose garden, but they'd probably all been lost in the wind and rain and oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, anyway, what? That's right. The boiler room isn't cleaned very often. If she went there, she might be able to find it. Shannon ran downstairs to find that in the underground boiler room. What's that? Oh god. She's dead. Yep, boiler room, she's dead now. Okay. Well, sorry, George. Did some medicine take effect at the brink of death? Or was Kenon finally beyond feeling pain? For the time being, at least Kenon's painful gasping had subsided. Fuck. Najo apparently didn't view this as a very good sign, and he didn't let his eyes off Kenon for a second. Kumasawa firmly gripped Kenon's hand and kept encouraging him, so that the willpower keeping him alive didn't fade away. Genji and Goda seemed uncertain how to respond to the truth Kenon had risked his life to deliver.
ローザ様の銃は確か4発か5発の弾が込められたはずだ。
決して少ない数ではないですね。でも、あの銃は弾の装填に結構な慣れが必要だったはず。一発目は撃たせてしまうかもしれませんが、みんなで襲いかかれば次を撃たせずに銃を奪い取れるかも。
この島には医者はいても薬はなく、病院もない。撃たれどころが悪ければ死ぬぞ。
それは分かっていますが、それより早く行動を起こさないとまた次の事件が起こる可能性も。私たちはローザ様にうまく追い出された気がします。今頃ジョージ様やバトロ様が殺されている可能性も。
そんな危険な相手なら無理に刺激しない方がいいんじゃありませんか。
しかし明日までは長い。どんな手を打ってくるか想像もつきませんよ。源氏さん、こちらから仕掛けるべきです。せめて10歳理由をこじつけて奪えばなんとかなるかも。
弾は4、5発じゃありませんか。ということは私たち全員を殺すには足りないということです。うかつに刺激しなければきっとローザ様もむやみには。あいつは言ったよ。
How are you even speaking? Come on, are all the servants stupid? Like, what the fuck is this shit? Come on! Whatever.
僕たちを皆殺しにすると言った。
Right. Ganon, who they thought was sleeping quietly, suddenly started talking brightly. As if there was no wound in his chest, as if he wasn't dying, or dead, or whatever, or close to death, or the brink of death, or the door's death, or the day, that's awful, folks. Oh, God. Oh, my God. All right. I'm sorry, I have to laugh at myself. Almost as though he'd been awake this whole time and had suddenly opened his mouth. Ganon looked firm and steady, which relieved Nanjo a bit, but considering the depth of that wound, he couldn't wipe away a certain creepy feeling. Oh, thank you finally, Nanjo. God damn it, you fucking imbecile. He knew because he was a doctor. After losing so much blood, Ganon might easily have lost consciousness, and yet somehow he was still intensely aware of his surroundings. Was it youth? Or was it tenacity? Sometimes the power of human life surpassed common knowledge. Yeah, but this is fucking stupid. Oh, shit. While stopping the bleeding, Nanjo had what now? Nanjo had groped around a bit inside the bleeding hole with tweezers, making sure there were no foreign objects inside the infected area. And the great depth of that wound had shocked him. It had certainly reached as far as his lungs. And yet, no, but the fact that he's still alive is wonderful. But Ganon had spoken clearly. He'd hatefully stated that the one named Rosa made this wound, cursing and raging over and over and over.
I
don't see no hole in this chest, but I do see red eyes. Red eyes that do not belong to the one known as Kanon. So you gotta ask yourself this one question. You smell that? Oh yeah, it's a big old steaming pile of bullshit! Anyway, what? Woo, stinky. Stinky. Oh, this all ripened. No, oh.
Genji-san, どうしましょう。
You stinky boy!
にわかには信じられん。ローザ様がそのようなことを。
源氏様、信じる信じないじゃない。あいつが僕にそう言ったんですよ。この僕が聞いたんです。どうして信じてくれないんですか？
起きないで。
Yeah, you're supposed to be playing dead, remember? Yeah, it's clearly a fucking, like, I don't know if it's a puppet, like, reanimated, or maybe a demon in disguise, or one of the other witches that she showed off during the whole thing, and hello. Research purposes. Okay, anyway. What?
傷に触ります。
Ganon sat up on the bed, speaking to Genji, who didn't seem to be willing to believe Kanon's story. Oh, okay, now he's sitting up perfectly fine. Okay, yeah, you're all seeing this, right? He who was stabbed very deeply in the chest, spewing out so much blood, is talking perfectly fine, is getting up perfectly fine. You're all not thinking, maybe, I don't know, this isn't actually canon because there's no way a human could possibly be this fine with this deep of a fucking wound with this many blood loss. Oh, that bullshit is getting worse. Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
あいつは僕たちを必ず全員殺す。
Oh god, it stinks. It reeks, man. Oh god damn.
もうきっと客間の方々も殺されているに違いありません。僕らが先に殺さなければ必ず僕らが先に殺される。僕が先に殺されたようにみんなも先に殺される。
Okay, I'm just stating this as a... What happened to the epitaph, okay? What happened to following the epitaph in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th Twilight, aka the stabbed in the head, stabbed in the chest, stabbed in the knees, stabbed in the legs, the feet, the whatever, and the so on until all 13 are dead. Like, what happened to that? Okay? Now they're just going willy-nilly on this whole fucking thing. What happened to the epitaph? What happened to following it? What happened? Okay. I'm just riled up. I'm just fucking riled up because now it's just putting out bullshit. And it reeks. And it fucking reeks.
カノンさん、あんた本当に痛くないのか？
Next thing you know, he's gonna put his whole hand in that wound and just twist around.
これですか。
Oh god damn.
大した傷じゃありません。
Okay, if you're gonna say that, then yeah, you're not human. You're something else.
大した傷じゃないどころか、あんたは
本当に大したことありません。こんなのもう全然痛くないし、本当に大した傷じゃない。
As Cannon said that, he began to untie the bandages that had been painstakingly wrapped. The gruesome hole in his chest was immediately exposed.
カノンさん、そんなことをしてはダメですよ。早く横になって。
大丈夫ですって。ほら、ね、大した傷じゃないでしょ。
Cannon showed off his gaping wound, which was still slowly spitting out foamy blood. Everyone averted their eyes reflexively.
ほら、全然大した傷じゃないですって。
やめなさい。傷をいじってはいけません。
Are you all figuring it out right now that this is not human behavior and such? Please? Please? Nope, I still smell bullshit. Okay, fantastic. Fuck.
ほら、見て。全然深い傷じゃないんですよ。
Oh god, son of a bitch.
ほら。ほら。
Look into my chest. Oh. Cannon held up 2 fingers, showed them to everyone, and slowly started to stick them into the gruesome wound right in the center of his chest. Plunging, slimy, squishy, wet. The fingers went in deep, all the way to their bases. Squish, gloop, bloop. Oh, shit. Okay, yeah, now you're all seeing that this is, yeah, this is, he be a demon, okay?
カノンさん、やめて、やめて。
That's not canon. Those fingers were sticking all the way into his chest, up to their bases, and then he slowly pulled them out in exactly the same way. The fingers he pulled out were stained a sticky, solid, deep red color, and there was even a thread hanging. The fingers were covered up to their bases in deep red.
あんた、痛い。
You're all about to die.
ね、 全然大した傷じゃないでしょ。
Tasty. Oh, okay, yep, there we go. At that moment, the door was slammed open and Shannon appeared. Oh, you're not dead. Well, fantastic. Even after she saw Kenan stained with fresh blood, her impregnable expression didn't falter.
やあ姉さん、どこへ行っていたの？
To get this. What?
僕が既得だというのに、一体どこへ？
Oh yeah, you're clearly on the verge of death. Oh my god, at this point you might as well just dance.
ボイラー室に行ってきたの。探し物があって。
And then she points up the fucking rifle and says, "I love the beast up, baby." What?
それより確かめたいの。
Oh my god. I'm spouting out a lot of bullshit.
あなたは本当にカノン君。
Oh, finally. Don't go what? Don't go what? You see this thing in front of you? You see what he's doing? You see what he has been doing? That's not human behavior, bitch. It was only natural. Everyone believed he was Kenan, so they couldn't understand the meaning of Shannon's question. When they looked, they noticed that Shannon was holding a handkerchief in her hand. It was filthy and looked like it had been used to wipe up some trash or dust. And while holding that, she approached Kenan, drawing closer to his feet.
なんだい、それは。
クモの巣を拭き取ったハンカチよ。
Eh?
なんでそんなものを？
カノン君なら平気だろうけど、もしあなたにとってクモが天敵だったなら嫌うかなって思って。
やだな。僕がどうして雲を嫌うの？
ごめん、試すね。
シャノンさん。
When Shannon brought that handkerchief close to Kenan's thigh, something happened in an instant. It happened all at once. The human eye couldn't have followed it. Kenan jumped like a wild goat, fleeing from the thing Shannon was holding. Then from his arm some kind of afterglow flashed purple and drew a curve through space. That arc, which drew 3 beautiful purple curves, traced across the throats of Nanjo and Kumasawa, had been tending to him. Who had been tending to him. In the ropes, man. I know, I'm sorry! And in an instant, Nanjo's and Kumasawa's throats opened like gaping mouths, and then the blood really started spewing out. Beautiful. Mwah. Magnificent. The 3rd purple curve should have traced across Shannon's throat. But Shannon wasn't there, because Genji, who had been behind her, had wrapped his own arm around Shannon's neck and pulled her back. This all happened in an instant. In the instant it took Goda to think fast and attempt to understand this scene, the frozen moment in time shattered. Blood was gushing from Nanjo and Kumasawa's torn open necks. Kenan jumped and kicked off a picture frame that had been hanging on the wall behind him, springing forward just like a cat and aiming for Shannon's throat again. But Kenan's target once again disappeared from right in front of him, because Genji had pulled Shannon again, and the 2 of them had fallen to the ground in a defensive crouch.
いい反射神経だ。この老いぼれ家具が。
ゴダ。
Oh, even Goda was no fool. Even if he... okay, that's Those were words. Those didn't you understand them? No? Well, neither did I. Even if he couldn't fully understand what was going on, he at least realized that if this cannon wasn't seized, his own life would also be in peril. He sprung at Cannon with his huge body, pushing him up against the wall with all his weight and physical strength. Oh, rude. I'm sorry. Again, I'm very overdramatic, as you can tell. Another purple curve was drawn for the tips of the fingers on Cannon's right hand. And when he raised that hand like a sword, aiming for Goto's back, there was a loud thunk. Because Cannon's raised hand had been pinned to the wall. He couldn't tear his palm away from the wall. Well, sticking out from it, it was the knife Genji had thrown. Oof. Under normal circumstances, it would have been surprising to see someone as old as Genji handle a knife so skillfully. But in this abnormal space, no one paid it much mind.
Genji-sama, これを。
Genji took the handkerchief with a spider web stuck to it from Shannon, and he approached Cannon, who was pinned to the wall by Gota's massive body and the knife.
やめろ。それは近づけるな。やめろ。やめ。
The fuck? What the fuck is happening? Why? Okay. When Genji pushed the handkerchief up against Cannon's face, there was a sound just like setting meat on a red hot iron plate. Oh, well, that sounds fantastic. Thank you for that. Of course, the smell was the same too. Oh, okay. And he was horribly burned, festering in filthy red and black, and crying out in his death throes. Cannon's body burst open and scattered. What the fuck? It was almost as though a balloon filled with gold leaf had popped. The entire servant's room was completely buried under a storm of gold leaf. No, a cloud of gold butterflies. Y'all see, I can't read. It's amazing. Those butterflies began to softly fade, as though into water, or rather into the empty air itself. And afterwards, all that was left was the three survivors sitting on their butts, stained with blood. Okay. Thanks for the image. However, not everyone was merely stained with blood. Some of them were laying on the ground, spurting out blood themselves. Yeah, sorry about that. You're all dead. Merry Christmas. What? Slits so sharp, they looked like they'd cut your finger in. Wait, what? Can I read today? What the fuck is happening? Holy shit. Slits so sharp, they looked like they'd cut your finger if you touched them opened wide, and large amounts of blood kept pouring out. There we fucking go. Holy shit.
何だったんだ。いや、今のは。
ゴーダ、怪我はないか。
私は大丈夫です。しかし、私たちは何を見たんだ。何があったんです。私はあれを確かにこの手でこの壁に押し付けていたのに。
Calm down, man.
その私が何があったのか理解できない。
Gota looked at his own hand. The bright red blood left from his scuffle with Kenon definitely remained, and yet Kenon was nowhere to be seen, because he had disappeared. He had transformed into gold butterflies and scattered. Goda kept screaming alone, without a clue about what was going on. Shannon sobbed in front of Nanjo's and Kumasawa's bodies, or remains, whatever, as Genji watched over her, silent as always. Oh, I thought we were going into the meta world, but I guess not. Okay. Perfect. Alright. What the... Why are you way over there? Son of a bitch. And it's not moving at all. Okay, fantastic. The fuck? Son of a bitch.
南條先生と熊沢さんが一体どういうことなの？
ああ、シャノン、無事でよかった。君に何かあったら僕は。
庄司様。
ジョージ君、少し静かにして。
You shut the fuck up.
あなたたちの目の前で殺人が行われたんでしょ。犯人を見たの？見ないの？
それが何と説明すればいいのか。源氏さん。
私たちにも見たものをうまく説明できません。
確かにそれは私たちの目の前で起こりました。私の目の前にいた。だけれどあれは何だったんだ。私にもわからないんです。
何を言ってるの？あなたが出会ったのは昨夜から所在不明の魔女ベアトリーチェか、行方不明になっているカノン君かのどちらかしかありえない。男か女か、それだけでも答えられるでしょう。
ローザおばさん、少し落ち着けって。目の前で二人やられりゃ誰だって混乱だってする。ゴダさん、源氏さん、焦らなくていいぜ。何があったのか順を追って話してくれ。
それが何を私は言えばいいのか。
Dr. Nancho and Kumasawa-san had been killed. We understood that much, and it seemed that it had occurred in front of these people's eyes. And even so, they spoke awkwardly. They admitted that they had definitely seen the crime with their own eyes. But when asked when asked to explain what they had seen, their mouths went suddenly shut. I could understand why Aunt Rosa was irritated and flaring up.
シャノン、君は見たのかい？南條先生が襲われるところを。
はい。
Sorry, I had to look behind me because there's sounds and I don't know what the fuck is going on. Anyway, what?
僕に教えて。わかることだけでもいい。一体何があったの？
勝手口に来たんです。
そうです。勝手口に誰かがやってきたんです。そして誰だろうと私は扉を開けました。
勝手口に誰か？それは誰？
最後まで言わせてやれ。それから
そいつは血まみれで大怪我をしていました。私たちは使用人室に運び、すぐに南條先生が手当てをしました。とても深い傷でした。
だからそれは誰のことなの？
わからないんです。確かに最初はそうだと思っていました。いや、今でもそうだと思ってるんです。でもあれは一体。 わからない。わからない。
In a manner that didn't match his large body, Goda held his head and scratched at it. I didn't have a clue if he was confused because he couldn't remember, or because he'd seen something terrifying and couldn't accept it. And Shannon looked the same way. If she let her guard down, what she'd seen just a short while ago would quickly melt away like a daydream, and she wouldn't be able to remember anything. That's what she looked like. Only Genji looked composed as usual, so the questions were naturally directed at him. However, even Genji took quite some time before he spoke, and he had to gather his thoughts.
源氏さん、あなたは見たんでしょう。勝手口に来たのは誰？
はじめ、私たちはその人物がカノンであると信じました。
ほら。
Have you listen to what he just said? Okay.
やっぱり生きていたでしょ。私の推理は正しかった。
はじめはってことは、後にその認識は変わるってこと？
はい。その後に起こったことは口では説明できません。南條先生と熊沢を殺し、そして姿を消しました。その時、彼は間違いなくカノンではありませんでした。
そうなんです。源氏さんの言う通りなんですよ。口ではとても説明できない。
君も同じ意見なのかい？
はい。私も同じことしか申し上げられません。
If we give their claims the benefit of the doubt, it means that Aunt Rosa's first conclusion was correct. Kennen had appeared near the back door to the kitchen with a serious injury. Then he had been taken to the servant room and cared for. And after that, something terrifying had happened. So, were these people so convinced that Kennen-kun couldn't possibly have done such a thing, that they'd started to suspect whether it had even been Kennen-kun at all? In other words, that means Kennen-kun did appear. No matter how confused they are, no matter how they muddle their words, that's what it means in the end. So does that mean that, after all, Kennen-kun used some trick to escape that room even though it was locked? No, that doesn't matter anymore. The real problem is that Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san were killed. Aunt Rosa had claimed that Kennen-kun was behind this from the very beginning. No matter how confused these people are, no matter how much they try to deny it, they are halfway confirming that she was right. But even so, for some reason, I felt like their awkwardness couldn't be explained by confusion alone. What did they see? Like they said, did they really see something that couldn't be explained with words? Aunt Rosa, who decided that further talk wouldn't get us anywhere, concluded her questioning and said she wanted to check the two bodies. That was something I'd been wanting to do too. The witnesses had been unable to figure anything out, but they'd been shaken. If those of us who hadn't been at the scene calmly looked at the corpses, we might find something. But it was a little surprising to learn that Aunt Rosa was also concerned about the bodies. Even at this point, I still wanted to use any clues I could find to expose the culprit and the truth myself. But it should have been different in Aunt Rosa's case. Hasn't Aunt Rosa prioritized staying safe over finding the culprits? I couldn't really see why she would go to all the trouble of leaving our barricade in the parlor just because she wanted to check the bodies.
みんなで一緒に使用人室に行きます。全員一緒に行動すれば安全よ。マリア、落書き遊びはおしまいになさい。
おお、落書きじゃない。おお。
ベアトリーチェの問題？何のことだよ。俺にも教えてくれよ。
ローザおばさん、マリアちゃんも連れて行くんですか？
It seemed that George Aniki was against the idea of bringing Maria to the bloody crime scene. But considering that Maria would be all alone if left here, it'd surely be much safer to take Maria with us. In the end, it was just Aniki's irresponsible humanism. We decided that all of us, including Maria, would go to the servant room. Fine. It's getting pretty close. I was hoping to end it soon. Shit. Oh well. I'll try and see what happens in the next 10 minutes. The bed in the servant room was stained with bright red blood. No, not just a bed. The whole room was covered with a gruesome paint that countless... Sorry, I read that wrong. The whole room was covered with a gruesome paint from countless bloodstains. That dreadful scene alone was enough to give us an idea of the repulsive sight they'd been trying to describe.
おお、マリアも見る。
マリアちゃんは僕と一緒にここで待ってよね。
George Aniki was standing by the entrance, covering Maria's eyes with his back to the room. He probably didn't want to dirty an innocent girl's retinas with the repulsive blood in this room. That was surely the correct decision. Decision. It was, but I was acting tough right now, so I didn't mind. But for the rest of my life, whenever I see red paint scattered around, well, you know. I'll probably remember this room and start to vomit. My retinas have already had this room burned into them. In other words, it's already too late for me.
あら？
どこへ？
Right after they entered the servant's room, Godo-san and Shannon-chan trembled. We shook, wondering what horrible new situation had risen to make them tremble again.
どうしたの？
The bodies disappeared.
何事？
Aunt Rosa also shuddered, raising her gun high, and searched for whatever it was that had made them shudder. But she couldn't find it. It was only natural. They were trembling because they couldn't find it.
なんだどうしたってんだ一体。
二人の言いたいがありません。
Come on, Beatrice, you need to stop doing this. God damn it. Why did you have to take the two bodies? Like, why?
どういうことなの？
そんなはずないんです。確かにお二人はここに。
おいおいおい、なんだよ、死体がどこかへ歩いてったってのか？そんなわけはないだろ。だってこの使用人室は施錠されてたんだろ。それを今郷田さんが開けて入ったわけじゃないか。ってことはなんだ？ジェシカの部屋と同じってことかよ。また密室の中から消えたってのかよ。
Looks like it.
そんなバカな。
私にも何のことやらさっぱり。私たちはこの部屋を出るとき、確かに鍵をかけて。私こそ何が何やらもうわからないのです。
There was a timid, pitiful smile on Agoda-san's face. What pitiful smile? Why would he... Okay, whatever. Moving on, that he definitely wouldn't have let show normally. Shannon was the same.
二人の死体が消えた。
Oh, so it's kind of like a nervous smile. Okay, well, why not say that? Pitiful seems like a different, weirdly chosen word for that, but okay, whatever.
しかも鍵をかけたのに消えた。
It's just weird in my perspective. I don't know why, but whatever.
仮にカノン君が犯人だとしても、カノン君はマスターキーをもう持ってないはず。
違います。カノン君は犯人じゃありません。
シャノン、僕はシャノンを信じるよ。
Of course you do.
カノン
Shut
君
up.
は犯人なんかじゃない。きっとこれは彼によく似た何者かの仕業なんだ。
いえ、カノン君はマスターキーを手に入れられたわよ。だって彼のマスターキーはジェシカちゃんの遺体のポケットから見つかった。そしてその鍵は誰が手に入れた？
そうだ、南條先生が。
That's right. Back then, it definitely was Dr. Nanjo who searched through Jessica's clothes and found the master key. So, if someone had the opportunity to search Dr. Nanjo's corpse, it would have been easy for them to take the master key back. Aunt Rosa searched under the bed and in the locker. By now, I also understood what that meant. If you assume there are two culprits, this can be easily explained. The first person was Kanon-kun, or maybe an imposter who looked like him. He finished off Dr. Nanjo and ran off somewhere. The second person was probably the 19th person, Beatrice, whose location was unknown. That person hid under the bed in the servant room beforehand while Dr. Nanjo's body was enshrined here. They waited for Genji, Sun, and the rest to leave. Then later, they crawled out, took the master key from Dr. Nanjo's pocket, and carried the two corpses away for some reason. If they then locked the door for the master key, with the master key, you'd end up with this closed room.
ジェシカの部屋の推理を前提になかなか素早く組み立ててきたものよ。その方法なら魔法でなくても密室は作り出せよう。まずは及第点というところか。しかし実に面白いが、お前の言う方法で犯人がマスターキーを取り返したなら。
Okay, you see, that one wasn't my fault. Alright? That was a long-ass motherfucking pause. That's why I thought she was done. Why the pauses? I just don't understand. Japanese, man. Pauses. No. You speak. Speak. No pauses. Speak. What?
その犯人はマスターキーをジェシカの遺体から南條が回収したことを知っていたことになる。
言われなくても分かってるぜ。あの時、あの場にいた人物以外知り得ない情報だって言いてんだろ。この第三の密室があっさり破られちまったもんで、そういう手で俺に闇を言うしかねえんだろ。同じネタの繰り返しは芸がないぜ。
I may have managed to bluff, but that move of the witches hurts bad. I can tell that I'm cracking under the thing I want to deny the most. This person's trying to close in on me from two directions. On the other hand, there's the frontal attack, where she tries to force me to believe there's a witch using closed room tricks that only a witch could do. And on the other hand, there's the rear attack, where she tries to lure me into wanting a witch to exist, by strengthening my suspicions on those close to me. In the first closed room, the chapel, she used a frontal attack, but it didn't work on me. So by the second closed room, and now on the third closed room, she's definitely changing the direction of her attack. However, the fact that she is changing the direction of her attack proves that my resistance is having some effect. True. And she must have given up on the frontal attack because she clearly can't win with it. I tried to settle my unease by thinking these things, but apparently the witch had seen through me long ago.
成功法は書かぬ。絡めては成功法と同時に進めてこそ意味がある。絡めてのみに出するは、手段が目的となった時に起こる愚策に過ぎぬぞ。
そうですかい。じゃあ、お得意の赤で、何者かが使用人室に隠れていたを復唱してもらおうじゃないか。
その必要はない。お前の推理の前提は、今から崩れる。
Awesome.
お拒否かよ。やっぱり誰かが隠れていたんだな。
ローザが今からお前の前提を崩す。まあ、耳を傾けてみよ。
信じてください、ローザ様。確かにここに2人の遺体を安置したんです。この床の真っ赤な血は彼らのものなのです。
Aunt Rosa began to search through various objects around the room. Her body to go to son as he cried out in supplication. Eventually, she found something, and for a while stopped moving.
ローザ様、私たちは断じて嘘などついては。
Is it the knife with the blood on it?
間違いなく2人の遺体はここにあったんです。
静かに。死体を隠した本人が死体はよそに持ち去ったと告白しているわ。
Wait, what?
これでね。
Rosa showed them a single sheet of paper over her shoulder.
それは一体。まさか。礼拝堂にあったのと同じ紋章入りの封筒の手紙。
ええ、そうよ。ここに堂々と置いてあったわ。読むわね。
後宮家の皆様、黄金の碑文の謎解きはいよいよ佳境に入りましたでしょうか。皆さんに私を止めることができる唯一の方法が碑文の謎を解くことなのです。それ以外のいかなる方法をもってしても私と儀式を止めることはできません。くれぐれも皆さんの目的をお間違いなきようよろしくお願い申し上げます。私を探そうとも無駄。私から逃れようとも無駄。私を否定しようとも無駄なのです。黄金のベアトリーチェ。
追伸、2人の遺体を儀式にお借りします。後ほどご返却いたしますので、ご容赦をお願いいたします。あと、この鍵は皆様のものですので、ご返却いたします。
As Rosa read that out loud, the contents of the envelope lay exposed on the palm of her hand. There were 2 master keys. The master key that Nanjo had found in Jessica's pocket, which had originally been Kanon's, god damn it, read the word, name, whatever, in Kumasawa's master key.
なんだと？ってことは、どういうことだよ。
What a weirdly fucking cut off. What the fuck?
ふざけんなよ、またかよ。またマスターキーを持ってる使用人しか疑えないってのかよ。
わらわは赤では言ってはおらぬぞ。彼らがこの部屋に施錠をして去った時、この部屋に何者かが隠れていた可能性を否定してはおらぬぞ。
ベッドの下にでも隠れれば死体をどこかへ運び出すのはできないことじゃない。しかしそれじゃ施錠ができない。わざわざ手に入れたマスターキーをここへ置いてっちまってる。そうだ、忘れてた。この部屋の本来の鍵である使用人室の鍵はどうなっている？
それなら使用人室の奥のキーボックスに収められているぞ。使用人室の鍵は数本あるが、その全てがキーボックスに収められている。
ってことはジェシカの部屋の鍵の時と状況は何も変わらないってことか。使用人も便利なマスターキーがあれば不要な鍵はわざわざ持ち歩かないもんな。キーボックスにしまわれっぱなしになってるのも納得だぜ。
その他の条件も何も変わらぬ。出入りは唯一の扉と唯一の窓から以外は不可能。故に隠し扉などの不正規な出入り手段は否定される。喜べ名探偵ども。そしてそれらはいずれも施錠されていた。扉も窓も施錠時にはいかなる出入りも許さない。つまり施錠を維持したまま扉を外す、隙間を作ってすり抜けるなどなどは通用しないということだ。当然だが扉の開錠は使用人室の鍵とマスターキー以外は不可能。毎回これを読み上げるのも面倒だの。今度これをまとめて一言に略す言葉でも考えよう。
だがこの部屋に誰かが隠れていたことは復唱できねえだろ。しかしそれだけでは密室の扉が破れない。ああ、クソクソ。ダメだダメだ、全然ダメだ。
お得意のチェス盤をひっくり返すとやらはどうした？自慢の陳説をぜひ披露してみよ。
チェス盤をひっくり返す。俺が犯人ならどうする？死体をどこかへ運び出す。手紙を残す。内側から鍵を閉める。ここから何かの方法で部屋を脱出すればいいんだ。くそ、そんな方法はあるのか？扉と窓以外からは外に出られないと赤で言われちまってる。
At that moment, I got it. That's right. The culprit carried away the corpses, left the letter. And since they didn't use a hidden door, they weren't able to escape. That's right. That's it, I mean. This isn't a question, it's an answer.
ベアト、復唱要求の前に、お前の言う隠し扉の定義を確認したい。
Oh?
何を思いついたやら。よかろう。説明する。隠し扉とは、知らぬ人間が認識できぬ出入り口のことであろうが。そんなこと子供でも知っておろう。
つまり、部屋の外に出られなかったら、それは隠し扉じゃないってことだよな。
ほう、そうきたか。
俺は、犯人は密室から抜け出したものだとばかり思っていた。違うんだ。犯人だって密室から脱出できなかったんだ。だから隠れてやり過ごそうとした。
During the second closed room, I tried applying this theory to Kanekun. But after hearing Kanekun was killed and read, I gave up. After that, I proposed that a third person might have been in the room before escaping through a hidden door. And then, for the first time, I was faced with a red claim that no hidden doors exist. Now move from there to what I've just learned. That term hidden door refers to things that make it possible to enter or leave the room. In other words, that category doesn't cover things that don't actually lead in or out of the room, even if these things could never be recognized by people who didn't know about them beforehand. So if we had something like a hidden shelf or a secret closet, for example, that couldn't count as a hidden door. That wouldn't count as a hidden door. That means the third person from Jessica's room is hiding here, waiting for us to leave. How pathetic. It was all just a bit of wordplay. Looks like that technique should be enough to handle even this third closed room. If there's a hidden shelf under the bed, or anything like that, that'd be enough. The culprit's hiding somewhere, waiting for us to leave. The culprit is also trapped in this closed room even now. Which means, at this very moment, the culprit is still hiding in the servant room, holding their breath. And that means... what the hell? Even though we've been tortured by closed rooms 3 times, at this very moment, we have actually gotten the culprit in checkmate.
ようやく見えてきたぜ。くらえベアト！副将要求！この部屋には俺たち以外の誰もいない。俺たちってのは、俺、ジョージの兄貴、マリア、ローザおばさん、ゲンジさん、ゴーダさん、シャノンちゃんのことだぜ。どうだ？言えねえだろ。
ほう。
痛えとこ疲れただろ。拒否なら拒否と言いやがれ。次行くぜ。気象要求。
I don't know how they're hiding in this room, but if they are, then this solves the second closed room, Jessica's room, at the same time. I finally caught her by the tail. With this, I can explain everything. Witches don't exist, and I don't have to suspect anyone. Alright, starting now, I'll spin it all around. Now, I'll have her repeat that.
この部屋にはお前たち以外は存在しない。お前たちの定義とは、バトラー、ジョージ、マリア、ローザ、ゲンジ、ゴーダ、シャノンのことを指す。
Fuck. You were playing with me. How dare you, you bitch. To raise my hopes so high, and then you crumble them down under the weight of shit.
ジェシカの部屋に話を戻す。ジェシカの死体発見時、バトラ、ジョージ、マリア、ローザ、ゲンジ、ゴーダ、シャノン、熊沢、南條のみだった。
Boy, you sure love saying things in red when it's so convenient for you, you fucking bitch.
おっと、死体のジェシカももちろん含む。よって、ジェシカの部屋の件、そしてこの使用人室の件の両方について、そなたが認識していた以外の人間は存在しない。誰も隠れていない。さらに言おう。
Why'd she gotta be a bitch?
扉は鍵を使用せずに外から施錠する方法は存在しない。窓については外からはいかなる方法でも施錠する方法は存在しない。
We fucking get it. Alright, please. Stop.
ついでに言おう。
God damn it.
そなたは無能だ。
I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done. Does that really have to be in red? Oh my god. Fuck all of y'all. Even that's in red. Okay, yeah, okay, fuck all of y'all, alright? Fuck all of y'all. Oh shit. I hate this.
それじゃあ本当に密室じゃねえかよ。
Hurry up with this fucking meta world bullshit. I'm done with this. I'm fucking done.
せっかく思いついたのに。お前が隠れていたんなら全て説明がついたのに、トリックを打ち破れたと思ったってのに。くそ。
It's useless. It's useless. It's useless. It's all useless. For a second, I thought I had it. It was all useless. Damn it. I was so sure that I'd finally seen through her. That I'd seen how she distracted me with her clever red wordplay and fooled me. Just when I thought I'd found a light in the darkness, it disappeared. Just disappeared. Swallowed up by a blood red sea. Oh fuck. Oh wow, I like this background. What the fuck? Red. 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 No one is hiding. And there's no hidden door, and no way to get past the door or the window while they're locked. Have you just proven that it's all impossible? Has the devil's proof been fulfilled with a frontal attack? Impossible. That's impossible.
どうしたのだ、Ushiromiyaバトラー。魔女を否定する気で満々だったじゃない。そんなところで這いつくばって悔し涙を絞り出してどうしたんだい。ああ、それはとっても素敵な方法。わらわを笑い転げさせて笑い涙の海で溺れ殺してやろうというのは確かに素敵。実はそうなんだろう。わらわを笑って笑って笑い殺してやろうって手なんだろう。Ushiromiyaバトラー。
Oh, I don't know why it's doing this. I don't know why. Okay, that was weird. What the fuck? The fuck?
何か魔法だ。魔女なんて絶対に否定してやる。お前なんて絶対に信じない。魔法の力でみんなを面白半分にいじめ殺してるなんて絶対に認めね
え。なあバトラー、いじめすぎて悪かった。わらわ側からチェス盤をひっくり返してやるぞ。
Oh my god, she's such a bitch.
お前に代わってお前側の最善手を教えてやるよ。聞きたい？
ふざけんな。聞きたくねえ聞きたくね
え。ジェシカの部屋の件、そなたは実に良いところをついていたのだぞ。隠れてやり過ごそうとした。これは実にいい着眼だった。だがなぜそれをカノンと19人目のわらわにしか考えなかった？ そうか。隠れてやり過ごすの。隠れてが邪魔だったから考えが至らなかったか。ほーら、もうわかるだろう。ジェシカだよ。ジェシカ！
If Jessica were the culprit, a farce like this could be easily constructed. She killed Canon-kun and carried him off somewhere. Then she played dead and let us walk by. But that's ridiculous. Dr. Nanjo definitely confirmed that she was dead. So was Dr. Nanjo an accomplice too? That's wrong. I also confirmed that Jessica was dead. Of course, I've never examined a corpse before, but she was definitely dead. I think she was dead. No, that's probably, surely, definitely what I thought, but certainly wait. She was dead. She was dead.
ジェシカもグルなのよ。そして、検視をした南條もグル。ならば第三の密室など茶番だろうが。
Yeah, then it's simple. Dr. Nanjo was in on it, so in other words, he's on the culprit's side, which means he was never dead in the first place. We thought his body disappeared after he was killed, but what if? He was never in the servant room to begin with. So if Kumasawa Bachan disappeared with him, does that mean she's in on it too? That's not all. The servants who all agreed to keep to that story, Genji-san and Goda-san, and even Shannon-chan, were also in on it. Then, the one who stole the key from Maria's handbag was Jessica. No, it could even have been George Anaki. After all, if Shannon-chan is on the culprit's side, that automatically makes George Anaki on the culprit's side. Wait a second. They're all wolves. Not only am I drowning in an ocean of bright red blood, there are packs of wolves clamoring on the banks, whose blazing eyes tell me that they'll eat me if I crawl out. Which way should I die? Should I deny everything and drown in the bright red sea? Or should I learn the truth and have my whole body chewed by bits? Wait, what? My whole body chewed to bits by the wolves. Is it getting darker? The fuck? It's either one hell or the other. I can't choose. Despair! Okay, stop throwing red and nilly-willy, okay, please? Stop it. This whole red truth thing is bullshit. It was a farce to begin with. Oh great, now there's two of you.
わらわの力をもってすればどのような密室も生み出せ、そして打ち破れる。バトラー、力ある者に屈服する喜びに身を委ねたくはない。
Research purposes. Alright, what?
そなたはわらわの一番のお気に入りの家具にしてやるよ。
Fuck you.
そなたを愛して愛して。
Oh damn.
灰になるまでわらわの玩具にしてやるよ。
What the fuck is this? What the fuck? Hello? I think I want to end it there. Oh my god, what the fuck was that? Should I continue? A little bit. I got 10 minutes left before I have to leave.
はと言いますと。
あなたたちが死んだという二人はここにいない。そして、ベアトリーチェからの手紙があり、親切にも死体は持ち去ったと告白してくれている。そういうことよ。もう茶番は飽き飽きしたわ。
As Aunt Rosa yelled this, she looked at all of us with a fierce expression.
茶番ってどういう意味ですか？
私はジェシカちゃんの部屋で言ったわ。信用できるのは自分自身と死体となって見つかった者以外いないってね。そして死体が見つからない以上、あの二人が殺されたことを認めるわけにはいかない。
待ってください、ローザおばさん。それはどういう意味ですか？
南條先生と熊沢さんは死んでないわ。生きている。殺されたということにしてこの屋敷のどこかに隠れてるのよ。私たちを襲うためにね。
なんでそんなことがわかるんですか？郷田さんたちが嘘をついていると言うんですか？
ローザ様、この郷田、いえ、後ろ宮家使用人一同。誓ってそのようなことはいたしません。
あなたたちは南條先生たちは殺されたという。でも死体がない以上それを信じるわけにはいかないわ。あなたたちが口裏を合わせてそういう嘘をついている可能性があるもの。あなたたちの無実を信じる方法はちゃんとあるわよ。南條先生と熊沢さんの遺体が見つかることよ。それが見つかったら私はあなたたちの話を聞いてみようという話にもなるわ。でも見つからない限りあなたたちは狼であることを否定できない。あんたも黄金に目がくらんであの魔女に買収されたんでしょ。そんなに金が欲しい？そうなんでしょう。一生遊んで暮らしたいの？そんな人生に何の価値があるのよ。
ローザ様、私たちはそんな。
黙りなさい。そしてシャノン、それ以上近づかないで。10年も恩を受けながらそれをあだで返すなんて。容赦なく引き金を引くわよ。
そんなのってひどすぎます。
ローザおばさん、それは暴言だ。この部屋で殺人が起こった。そして犯人が死体を持ち去った。彼女たちはそれを正直に申告しているだけだ。
Shannon had finally broken down in tears. She had sacrificed 10 years to the Ushiromiya family. She had sacrificed 10 of the most brilliant years of her life. She'd believed that she'd built up a friendly relationship with Rosa. And this was what she got in return. You can kill a person without using a knife. I didn't have to be George Anaki to realize that Shannon-chan had been stabbed deep in her heart. That she was shedding tears like blood.
シャノンさん、下がって。ローザ様、確かにこのゴーダはお勤めして日も浅く、信用を勝ち得ていないのはわかります。しかし、せめてシャノンさんだけでも信じていただくわけには参りませんか。彼女は10年間も後ろ宮家に奉仕を捧げて参りました。このゴーダを信じろとは申しません。せめてシャノンさんだけでも信じてやっていただくわけには参りませんか。
But even I don't understand anymore. I don't understand. We can't search for an answer without suspecting them. Yeah, bit by bit I'm starting to understand. It's because we've been searching for an answer. That's why everything keeps going wrong. We don't need an answer. These are all strange murders, committed by bizarre magic by the 19th person, the witch Beatrice, in accordance with some creepy ceremony. Isn't that enough? I don't want to suspect anyone anymore. Shannon-chan and Goda-san were protesting their innocence, half crying. Genji-san quietly put a stop to that.
よしなさい。ローザ様の言うことはもっともだ。死体を見つけない限り、南條先生と熊沢の無実は証明できない。
That's right. By Rosa-san's argument, if their corpses can be found, then the innocence of those people alone can be proven. But that only counted for the corpses. Even if the survivors searched the mansion and found the corpses, in the end, their own innocence would never be proven. They kidnapped Dr. Nanjo and Kumasawa-san, killed them in another place, and locked the closed room with their own master keys. Unless the closed room could be broken by a method other than that one, it would be impossible to prove their innocence. But that couldn't be done. They only have one chance to prove their innocence. That can only happen if they meet with the culprit, become corpses, and are then reunited with Aunt Rosa. Isn't that strange? They're innocent if they die, but guilty as long as they're alive, just like the witch trial. Oh, right. The enemy's a witch. So everything's cool. Is that it?
Rosa様、私たちは後宮家にお仕えする家具です。私どもを信用されるもされないもまた、たとえどのようなご評価をいただこうとも、最後の時までお務めを続けるのみでございます。
あなたは本当に使用人の鏡ね。お父様が心を許すのもよくわかるわ。そんなあなたまで疑わなくてはならないなんて、本当に心苦しいわ。
Genji-san stuck his hand into his pocket and pulled out a master key. Then he set it on a nearby table.
私は信頼の証としてこれを預かっていると信じています。それを失ったなら、これをお返しするのは当然かと思います。
それはいい判断ね。今日何度もあなたたちが疑われてきた最大の根拠はこのマスターキー。それを手放せば疑いが晴らせるのではないかというのは初歩的ではあるけれど、まあ悪いことじゃないと思うわ。
二人とも。
Genji-san looked at Goda-san and Shannon-chan. The two of them nodded and set their own master keys on the table. Aunt Rosa laid the two master keys that had come out of the envelope on top. With that, all 5 master keys were gathered in this place. In other words, this was proof that all the servants' service until today had been negated. Even the final honor they should have been permitted stripped from them.
マリア、その手提げを貸しなさい。
Shut the fuck up. Aunt Rosa snatched Maria's handbag, tossed the master keys in there, and held up one of them for all to see. She was showing us that she now had all the master keys. Yep.
これで満足かい、ローザおばさん。
Hell yeah.
これでマスターキーはローザおばさんが持つものだけだ。
Why the hell isn't Battler saying anything, by the way?
これで満足なんだろう。
Huh.
ええ、満足よ。たとえ全員が信用できなくても、私は私自身だけを信用することができる。 その私が銃とマスターキーを独占できた。これで私はもう誰も疑わずに済むの。
Jesus Christ, now she's a madman.
あなたたちも嬉しいでしょ？
I mean, if I say no, you're gonna shoot me, right? So, yeah, sure, I'm happy. Yeah, I have, you see, smile. Help.
これでもう疑われずに済む。
Oh, shut the fuck up. What the fuck? At that time, Maria, who alone seemed to be watching this as though it were a show, sneered at her mother. Aunt Rosa reacted nervously to that laugh and turned around.
鍵なんか関係ないよ。ベアトリーチェは魔法で扉を開けられる。鍵なんていらない。そんなもの、誰が持っていたって持っていなくたって関係ないんだよ。
その笑い方をやめなさいっていつも言ってるでしょ。なーに、バトラ君。
I had just cut in between the two of them. No, that's not it. I was on my knees and hugging Maria's head. I was crying.
もう、よしてくれよ。ローザおばさん。マリアが、正しかったんだ。
Oh shit.
何を言っているの？
マリア、疑って、悪かった。信じなくて、悪かった。
バトラ。
全部、魔女の仕業だったんだ。魔女の仕業だったんだよ。トリックとかミスとか、どうでもよかったんだ。ただ、ベアトリーチェっていう魔女が実在して、本当に魔女だっただけなんだ。それも、俺は信じなかったから、こんなにも苦しくて。悲しくて。
バトラは、ベアトリーチェを信じてくれる？
ああ、信じる。ベアトリーチェはいるんだ。そして、不思議な魔法を使う魔女なんだ。
バトラ。
Maria let go of my hand, and then she was the one holding my head.
それでいいんだよ、バトラ。ベアトリーチェはいたの。バトラがなかなかそれを信じられなかったから見えなかったの。魔女はいるの。いる。もうすぐ来る。バトラはベアトを信じてくれたから、きっと黄金鏡へ招かれるよ。もうすぐ。もうすぐだから。もう何も怖くない。怖くないよ。マリアと一緒にお手手をつないで、ずっと一緒にいよう。一緒に非分の謎を考えよう。ベアトの問題を考えよう。ベアトは最初から言ってるよ。この問題を解いて遊ぼうとしか言ってないよ。
ああ、そうだったんだ。犯人探しなんて、全くの時間の無駄だったんだ。俺たちは、ただ魔女を信じればよかったんだ。
After gently brushing my cheek as my tears kept dripping down, Maria kissed my forehead as soft as a feather. For just that instant, Maria's smile, which had once seemed creepy to me, looked like that of an angel. Aww.
マスターキーはお返ししましたが、私どもの後ろ宮家の忠誠は変わりません。客前は以後、お許しがない限り立ち入りません。どうかローザ様も、客間を内側より施錠なさってください。
本当に殊勝な人ね。台風が過ぎ去って、この島に再び海猫の鳴き声が戻ってきたなら、私たちは再び互いを信頼し合えるのかしら。
もし再びの信頼を賜えるのでしたら、これに勝る喜びはありません。
そうね。私たちは必ず分かり合えるわ。海猫の鳴く頃に。
この部屋は警察が来るまでこのままにした方が良いでしょう。ローザ様、施錠をお願いいたします。私たちは厨房へ戻ります。何かございましたらいつでもご用命ください。
ありがとう。あなたが狼だったなら、なんてシャーシャーとのたまうのか。そしてあなたが羊だったなら、あなたを狼の檻に放り出してごめんなさい。
家具は家に運命を委ねます。命を落とすことになろうとも、それによってローザ様の信頼を再び勝ち取れるならば、それはとても光栄なことです。
できることならば、あなたたちが台風が過ぎ去るまで元気でいることを願っています。これはすべて台風が奏でる暴風と降雨の競争曲。演奏が終われば幕が下り、私たちは再び手を取り合えるに違いない。海猫の鳴く頃に。
Aunt Rosa nodded in response. Genji-san turned on his heels. He left the servant room. Goda-san's face was still streaked with tears, but maybe he'd managed to sort out his feelings as he listened to Genji-san's words. His face had been truly shameful, but it had returned to the face of the Goda-san we knew well.
私も厨房に控えております。何かございましたらいつでもご用命ください。温かい食事をお望みでしたらいつでもこの豪田最高のお料理を用意させていただきます。
ありがとう。あなたには明日の朝食を頼みたいわ。明日の昼前には船も来るでしょう。今までありがとう。六軒島で唯一の楽しみがあなたの食事だったわ。
かしこまりました。この豪田最高の朝食を用意いたします。どうか明日の朝を楽しみにしてください。
ありがとう。シャノンちゃんも明日の朝に美味しいコーヒーを飲みながら仲直りをしましょう。ジョージ君。
僕も彼らと一緒に行く。
いいんです、庄司様。どうか客間にお戻りになってください。もうマスターキーは他にありません。だからローザ様とご一緒に客間にいれば誰にも脅かされません。
そうね。そういうことになってる。客間に私と一緒にいるのが客観的に考えて一番安全だと思うわ。でも無理に一緒にいろとは言わない。ジョージ君はジョージ君の安全だと思う場所にいればいい。ジョージ君ももう大人だものね。明日の朝までどこで誰と過ごそうと自由だもの。
そうさ。僕は 僕の判断で誰と夜を過ごすか決める。
兄貴。
バトラ君はローザおばさんと客間にいるんだ。きっとそれが一番安全なんだ。客間の外はそれに比べたら安全ではないと思う。ならそんな場所にいる彼女を僕は一人にしておけない。
俺は決してシャノンちゃんや他の使用人を、いや誰かを疑ってるわけじゃないんだ。誰も疑いたくないんだ。遺産？黄金？そんなのくだらねえじゃねえかよ。そんなので殺し合いなんてあるわけねえじゃねえかよ。
バトラ君の心が美しいことは僕が一番知っている。誰も君を責めない。誰も。
兄貴。
大丈夫。バトラはマリアが守る。マリアと一緒ならベアトリーチェでも手出しできない。だってマリアはちっちゃくても魔女だもの。
マリアちゃん、バトラ君をよろしく。さあシャノン、行こう。
はい、ローザ様。それでは失礼させていただきます。ご用命がございましたらいつでもお呼びつけください。
さっきはひどいことを言ってごめんなさいね。明日の朝まで許さなくてもいい。でも明日の朝になったらもう一度謝らせて。
はい、ありがとうございます。
George, Anaki, and Chen left the servant room together. Now only Maria, Aunt Rosa, and I were left in this disgusting, blood-stained room. Until Genji-san disappeared, until Goto-san disappeared, until George, Anaki, and Chen disappeared, we stood there shocked. After their presence and their footsteps had completely disappeared, Aunt Rosa giggled, as though she'd just remembered something pleasant.
何も信用できないわよ、家具どもが。
Okay. That one sentence made me choke.
なんでそんなことを言うんだよ。
マスターキーは5つで全部。そんなの誰が信じるの。どうせ複製の鍵があるに決まってるのよ。
Oh my god, this bitch.
彼らが懐から鍵を出したくらいで信用なんかできるものか。
そりゃあねえぜ。その鍵を置いたってのはよ、単に鍵を手放したってだけじゃねえ。あんた彼らの今日までの苦労を全て台無しにして怪我して踏みつけて、その挙句としてその鍵を手放させたんだぜ。その捨て台詞はなんだよ。ここまでして見せてなおまだ信用できないってのかよ。あんまりだぜ、あんまりだぜ、そんなのって。
悪魔の証明なのよ。マスターキーは全部で5つ。そんなこと証明不能なのよ。マスターキーが5つあることはここに置けば示せる。でも5つ以上存在しないことは証明できない。そんなことは悪魔か魔女にしか証明できないのよ。
めてくれ。もうやめて。頼むよベアトリーチェ。今すぐ現れてくれ。そしてローザおばさんに赤でマスターキーは5本しかないって言ってやってくれ。頼むよ、5丁だよ。悪魔にしか証明できないんだよ。魔女のお前なら証明できるんだよ。頼むからベアト、ここに現れてローザおばさんに。マスターキーはそれで全部だから、もうみんなを疑わなくていいんだって教えてや。
マスターキーは5本しかない。マスターキーは5本しかない。これはどうしたことか。わらわがいくら口にしてもローザに届かぬ。どうやらわらわの存在を否定している奴がまだいるから聞こえないみたいだな。後ろ宮バートラー。
認めるよ。お前はいる確かにいる。だから5章だよ。もうこんなのはやめてくれ。もうやめて。
言葉だけでは届かぬぞ。態度で示せ。わらわの家具になると心から誓え。できるか？服を脱げ。裸になるんだよ。そして両手をついて地に這え。着衣は霊長にのみ認められた証だ。貴様は今から家具になるんだよ。だからその資格を失う当然のこと。
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is this?
そしてひざまずけよ。わらわの靴に舌を這わせろ。
Fuck you.
できるか？できるんだよな。そうしたら現れてやるよ。赤で言ってやる。マスターキーは5本しかないってローザに言ってやるよ。ああ、でも分かってる。誇り高きお前がプライドを捨てられるわけがない。それでもいいんだよ。十分なんだよ。ちょっとグラーってきただろ。靴を舐めてもいいかって一瞬思っただろう。すぐにそれを否定して自分を恥じただろう。その表情が見れるだけで最高に素敵な気分なんだよ。ざまあねえ顔だよ。鏡で見てみろよ。裸になって靴を舐めてる最低なお前が映ってるぜ。見えるかよ、後ろ宮バトル。
Oh my god, it's getting closer and it's on the corner! What the fuck? What? Oh, great. So many hours passed. 6 p.m. There you go. Disappear from my eyes, you bitch! So great. We're literally in hell. Or purgatory. Quite literally. But, I mean, basically, we have to keep going through this until everyone accepts and realizes Beatrice is... What the fuck? I was interrupted by people in this house. Fantastic. Fuck my asshole. Alright, so, I actually have to end it here. So, very, very sorry. I also just... Oh, yeah, this. Okay, yeah, this is what Rosa found. The bitch. Anyway, I have to leave. So I have to end it abruptly here. So I will go ahead and end it here. Hopefully you all enjoyed this nearly 3-hour fucking fest of stupidity and shit. 2 hours and 40 minutes of this shit. Oh my god. Alright. I don't know what to say anymore. So literally he's in purgatory having to live through this shit until everyone at the end accepts that Beatrice exists. So basically, I don't know. I'm a little confused on this, but obviously, hopefully, I will get answers. But until then, we'll just have to stay tuned. And yeah, if you did enjoy this longer episode than I expected it to be, please leave a like, share the video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because there will be more Umineko and Higurashi soon. So until then, please everybody, as a reminder, stay sinful, folks.